So Wolves 0, Braga 1. I think you've got to sort of pinch yourself a little bit to think that we're in the Europa League and that we're moaning about a result in the Europa League, but it's a little bit concerning now, the length of time that this bad run has been going on for, really. I think if you can go back to the games against Turin, were the last real times that we played well and got wins, and that was nearly a month ago now, and we're staring down the barrel in the Premier League a little bit in terms of the next couple of games with Palace and Watford, and with the Reading game in between that. Games are coming thick and fast. There's plenty of opportunities for Wolves to turn things around, but from what I've seen today, I don't know what it is, but they look a complete shadow of the team that we saw at this stage last year, and even 6 months ago, and whenever it was after the FA Cup semi-final, when we went on that last little run to get us into the 7th position and get us this opportunity to play in Europe as well. But it's the defence that's the most concerning part. For me, Bennett and Cody we have to move past them now. I know that it wasn't a massive stir, but I think I upset a couple of people over this week by asking, what does Cody bring to the team in terms of quality? And that question has to be raised again. And Ryan Bennett had a fairly steady game, apart from the huge mistake that he led to their goal. And then the passing sideways and backwards when we were eager to get onto the front foot, it was really, really frustrating. But just generally, Neves playing so deep that we've seen so much this season all the time. There's just so many things that we can see as fans that either that Nuno is not seeing, or the coaching staff are not seeing, or they're not correcting. But the urgency or lack thereof, sideways passing, as I mentioned, not exploiting Traore when he comes on, or Doherty as much as he did last year, and the lack of movement off the ball as well. There was only really Catrone who was making the effort to make a run or make a move at any point. It was very, very frustrating to watch, and not the Wolves that we've grown used to over the last 2 seasons, well, last season and this, with Jimenez and Moutinho playing their part. Something has to change. It's very, very similar now to that November period last year with the defeats against Huddersfield and that we were dropping points left, right and centre, and they changed it from the 3-4-3 to playing the 3 in the midfield because we were getting overrun. It was so obvious that we were getting overrun. But for me, I think we need to be more we need to get on the front foot a little bit quicker now, and I think we do that by taking Cody out of the team and putting an extra man up front, playing a little diamond, I think, in midfield, an attacking midfielder, a slightly more defensive midfielder who could possibly drop back into that and make it back 3 if we're struggling. I think we need to be more dynamic in our approach to play. But I can see there's going to be serious questions asked of Nuno if we don't pick up maximum points against Palace and Watford. I think if we beat Palace, I think that will ease a lot of concerns, because the league form then, yes, we've lost 2 games back to back. I think if we have a good defensive performance, even if it's a 0-0 against Palace, perhaps if we can come away with something from that game, and then we have to beat Watford, and I think just beat Reading as well next week, just for confidence boost, because we're really, really low on confidence, I think, as players, and I think as fans a little bit as well at the moment. I think we're all enjoying these teams that are coming to Molineux and that we get to visit. But I think their group is a lot more different than people were expecting. I think we were expecting Besiktas to beat Bratislava today, but Bratislava beat them 4-2. So I think we're not bottom of the group. We're 3rd in the group at the moment. There's a long way to go as well. There's 5 games. We'll suss things out. I'm sure that the next game, Besiktas away, their first home game in the European competition this season, will not be easy either. But disappointing night, disappointing performance again, disappointing mistakes, and that's what most of the time we're conceding because of mistakes all the while. We'll have to pick it up. We have to pick it up, and Nuno's done it before. He's picked it up, from difficult points before, and hopefully he can do that again. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. We move on to Palace, and we try and be positive, but at the moment, if we carry on playing the formation and in the style that we do, I think we're going to have a long, difficult season. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I'll try and be positive. But for me, I'm worried. I'm really worried about this season, and I'm sure we'll talk about it later in the week. But anyway, enjoy the rest of your week. I'll see you on Sunday evening after the Palace game. Bye-bye.